Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra was a revolutionary phone when it was launched back in January 2021. At that time, it was recorded as the biggest, baddest, and one of the most powerful Android smartphones you could own. Fast forward almost 2 years later, this is the revisited review of the S21 Ultra in 2022. Yo, what's up guys? Anubhav here. Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. In today's video, I'm taking a look at probably one of the most favorite Android smartphones that I have had the pleasure of owning, the S21 Ultra, and answering the question whether you should get this phone right now or not. Now, when I got this phone over a year ago, it cost me well over a lakh, 1,10,000 Indian rupees to be exact. And now the market prices are fluctuating between 65 to 80,000 rupees depending on the storage variant that you get. And here's why this is still an amazing deal for an amazing smartphone in 2022. First off, here's why: the design. Now, in my opinion, the S21 Ultra is the perfect blend of form and function when it comes to the design. It's big and flashy, yet understated and minimal, especially if you get the Phantom Black variant, which in my opinion is just the best color on a smartphone that has ever been made. Yes, when you turn it around, the camera bump is big, but no flagship smartphone in 2022 has a small camera bump, even the new iPhone 14 Pro. Other than that, I really like the way the camera cutout sort of separates itself from the rest of the phone, making it look that much more premium. Now turn that back around and you have in front of you a massive 6.8-inch display with the resolution of 1440 by 3440 with 1500 nits of maximum peak brightness. That in 2022 is still an amazing, color accurate, very nice, very vibrant, very bright display. It's got 120Hz adaptive refresh rate, which means flying through the UI, using the phone on a daily basis, opening and closing apps, and just navigating through the phone's home screen is gonna be blazingly fast. And this, by all means, is a perfect, amazing display, and it's not outdated at all. Watching content on it, gaming on it, everything is gonna be really, really good when it comes to the display of the S21 Ultra. When it comes to performance, that has also been super fast for me for using this phone over a year and making all these app videos that you guys see on the channel. Now, all the phones come with 12 gigs of RAM as standard throughout the line, and you can change the storage depending upon your need. But that, coupled with either the Snapdragon 888 5G processor if you're in the US and China, or the Exynos 2100 for the rest of the world, means that this phone is just super fast and super fluid. No matter what you throw at it, it just obliterates it, and it's just no big deal for this smartphone. So yeah, it's super powerful and super good. Now, the third reason why you should probably consider this phone right now in 2022 is the cameras. Now, the camera on this phone is absolutely amazing, and yes, you can technically click pictures of the moon at 100x space zoom, but let's hold back. From a total phone camera perspective, this phone is a lot of camera. Let's list down the number of cameras this phone has. Number one is the 108 megapixel massive super high resolution main sensor. Number two is a 10 megapixel sensor with 10x optical zoom. Number three is another 10 megapixel sensor which does 3x optical, and last but not the least, you've got the 12 megapixel ultra wide sensor. Now that is a lot of camera, and you can also digitally cycle through the zooms of 30x and 100x for those moon shots, but they're more for to see what the camera can do than to use it on a daily basis. The 10x optical on this phone is just chef's kiss. It's just amazing. It's a beautiful sensor. I loved getting into that focal length, and yeah, you can see the photo samples on the screen right now. This is a very good, by all means, a very, very high level flagship camera on a smartphone, even by today's standards. For video capabilities, yes, this is a smartphone that could do 8K 24 FPS, but then again, if you ask me honestly as a reviewer, the 8K is not really that usable just because of the massive rolling shutter that occurs. So you either use a tripod or you don't use it at all, because there's also quite a bit of crop. If you're good with 4K, however, the camera allows you to shoot up to 4K 60 FPS even with the ultra wide lens, and 240 FPS if you're shooting at 1080p Full HD. Now, the camera, the video stabilization, everything is just top notch by Android phone standards. It's really, really great, and by all means, if a good camera is what you want, the S21 Ultra will never ever disappoint you. Now with all that power, a smartphone needs a good battery to, let you use all that power for a long time and not die immediately. I'm happy to report Samsung's 5000 mAh battery in this smartphone has done a more than good enough job for keeping the battery life very, very good in my usage. You can expect the phone to last at least a full day in my testing, especially with a lot of heavy use, a lot of gaming and a lot of video consumption, and definitely it's gonna last more than a day with medium to light usage, which I'm sure most people do, and they don't use the phone as much as I do, me being a YouTuber and a tech reviewer and all of that. Alright, so all of that sounds really good. You're getting a lot of phone for a really good price. So conclusion time. Well, to sum it up for you guys, the S21 Ultra is a big bad phone, and if you are in the market for big phones, it's a damn good phone to consider even in 2022, especially if you can get it at a good deal. Now, I purchased this phone a year ago for a lot more money than what it is available for now in the market, and I have no regrets whatsoever, and I'm continuing to use this phone as my trusted Android device till I upgrade to a phone whenever I feel the need to. The S21 Ultra is gonna be a great phone for now and for the years to come, and you should get one if you're in the market for it. Well guys, that is pretty much it for today's video. If you guys did like this review, feel free to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, you guys have a great day, stay safe, bye bye.